Alright, welcome back to another Play and Explain. I'm gonna defend here. We're playing 2K. 2? Oh. Just hoping that 2 could be a good card. Here we could bluff some. I'm trying to think how often we want to bluff. We'll play a smaller size here. We can value bet ace-x. It's tough for him to defend. He has to call, I think, non-pairs here. Maybe. He's not protecting his checking range. And out of position, even on the best turn card in the deck, we're still going to be put in a tough spot. I expect to get kind of stationed here, but... Okay, I'm going to recategorize this to, gotta do what you gotta do. I think on the club river, we kind of get what we want there. You got 1K, 2K, waitlisting another 1K. I mean, another 2K. And yeah, I'm going to try to filter out the noise. If it's a bad job, I promise I'm going to get to it, but I'm behind schedule on the video. I'm going to try to get it done today. I hope you guys still like the content. But yeah, we're going to go 4 tables here. So don't worry, I'm not going to overwhelm you guys. Nice. Sorry, not much to say about that hand. It's a mono spot, and I wasn't thinking hard enough to give you guys a good explanation. So I'm stuck doom playing this guy heads up. Ace high flush draw. Ace high flop. I'm not going to talk too much about the heads up. I'm going to close this table. And probably not show heads up on stream. Or not stream, but... the kicker is okay here. I guess it's like second best kicker we have in the spot. So I'll call more often. $84, I'll call here. Get a great flop. And it's not a spot where you're going to play much leads on though. 2 overs to like maybe thin bets. I'll mostly call here though. Probably misplaying, but whatever. Oh, I guess that's the advantage a little in you do need some king highs in your calling range. I mean, you probably mostly can call king high pairs. I guess I shouldn't talk too much about heads up. Go with the call here. I was thinking that we're gonna block a lot of the turn check back range, which are gonna be hands like ace 5 and 6-5. Okay, so you have a lot of strat things you can do here. I mean, you can just range b20. I don't think there's too many hands in your range that need to check now. I mean, there's some. We do unblock reopens, kind of, but I don't really expect this slot to get reopened too often, which is why check raise could work. We'll go with the block. Most of our range wants to block, we'll block. He probably just has 9s through 8s, or through 6s, but he probably has 7s or something. He calls ace king. Fair enough. Listen. Can call this sometimes on a 37, but I guess we'll 4-bet it right now. I wouldn't be surprised if it calls on a 37. Out of position, the connectors play very, very bad. You just don't get to realize as much out of position, so you play hands that, yeah. And also, especially versus a 4-bet. The example, you just gotta look earlier in the video when I had that 5-4 hand. That hand in position is, like, it could float and stuff like this. But out of position, the good card's gonna come and I'm just gonna get blasted. You know? And you don't get to put the money in on the river when you hit your draw. You know, it's a little awkward. How many times have you been on the turn with the flush draw and you're just like, well, I guess I have to donk river when it hits because no one reopens on this card, you know? And that just means the hand performs worse, you know? It's not as easy. It also, it's harder to bluff on nuts. You need to have equity to even turn it into a bluff at all. Whereas the 5-4 in position, you can just check to the river and then bet it, you know? It's a little easier. You get to see 4 cards almost every time because people don't lead a lot of it into you, and in theory, you're not supposed to lead much. So you get to play 4 cards where, out of position, you only see 3. Because you can always check back if you want. But anyway, I'm gonna leave this spot soon. We'll show 3 tables. I mean, we have a 1K running, so it's not like the worst. On a 65, 64, I'm just gonna do it because this guy's on the tighter side. I think I could flat with the rec behind. I think this mostly does it. Here, turns some things into a bluff. It's really hard when the 10 comes in. I guess I'll just bet this size. Could pot, probably. I think overbet, I think it doesn't make any sense. You want to polarize to a, unless you're doing some leveling thing. Here it calls a 5, fair enough. So this is a cold 4 pot. In position, I could check this back. I'll just B20. I don't really love it, I'm gonna be real. Because this is just gonna happen so often and I feel like I have to call, so yeah. Damn, he hit a 6. Oh, what an explosion. Talent. This is the global pool, guys. This is the global pool, so I don't want anyone talking anything about my pool. Because if someone did that on one of these 2 tables, feel rambling. Absolute rambling. You got it in so good. Okay, well, good luck us. There's a lot of ways to assess this, but I just look at ace king and I can't know. So. Oh, that's unfortunate. We make it here and we lose it here. Feels bad, man. I'm so boring. I just realized how boring I am. I'm just like observing. I'm like a React channel. No, that sucks. We'll try to be more interesting, I guess. I don't love the reopen there, I think, with the ace queen. Because you kind of have to call off, so it's in that one spot where it's like, ugh, puke. I mean, it's really hard for you not to have 6 outs. Right? And sometimes you're going to be ahead. So. By 6, I mean, you either have, like, even in that case, I mean, the queen is live, right? And a jack is live. So, oh, sorry, 7 outs. And then, like, it's versus ace king, you don't. You need just the whatever, but, I mean, he probably doesn't have ace king there. And yeah, obviously he has 10s, but. On a 33, this will call. You gotta protect your calling range pretty hard here. You're calling so many hands. Not to mention, it doesn't perform great versus a 4-bet, so. Okay. I think here when you reopen, I mean, you could reopen small. King of spades probably doesn't love the reopen, though. I don't think any king queen loves it, if I'm being honest. Could be wrong. I think double overs now, and the king of spades is less relevant now. We don't have a backdoor flush draw that we're going to lose if we get raised. Yeah. We'll just B75. I think it's a fair size. To bet strong jack X and maybe ace 9. But you don't really have ace 9. It probably bets pure on the flop. I mean, in theory it might not, but... Now we might beat some shit. He probably just has 7-6 knowing this guy, or he just trapped the jack because he's a pro. But... We likely had our... I don't know how many outs, and we didn't get there, so... Fair enough. Yeah. Odd turn call, probably losing, in my opinion, but just my opinion. It's really hard to, what, you have like 2 outs that don't complete a flush. You have to be very particular when you call the turn. And I'm not saying this to beat up on this guy, like, he's up money versus me in my life, so kudos to him. I'm not here to flame him, but, and I don't know, like, you could run, I could easily have lost more EV in this hand, I'm not certain, than he did, but I'm just trying to explain something else. When you call a hand on the turn that is almost folding to every single triple barrel, like, unless he's going to bluff catch me here on the spot, which maybe that's the plan, but you know what I'm saying, it's not a great fist pump river call. You have to be pretty particular with what you're calling out of position. Obviously you got a pretty good river for me not to bluff him, but yeah. I think here, I mean, obviously the double unblocking suit, the logic is that he unblocks bluffs, but the issue with the high card is like how often is he really unblocking bluffs? Like, am I really just fist pumping ace-x suited now on the turn, or ace-x with diamonds now on the turn. I don't know. It's hard for him to play revers. I don't know if all of ace-king's folding pure. It was B75. It wasn't that small of a size, so I think here I can just check versus the rec because I don't want to risk him folding a hand that a BBJ could beat. So I guess I'll check, and now it doesn't matter. And versus the half pot, I guess I'll call. I have the clean 10 in the sense that I have the 10 of hearts, so I will never. If I hit my set, I basically have the nuts. But he probably has it since I think Rex defend a little too much. Here I didn't 3-bet because he is short stack. Where's the block? It's probably just an ace, but shoving does seem appealing. Now here at the spade, I'm going to block a lot of his folding range. Like maybe he traps king 9 of spades, king 8 of spades. So I guess I'll check it back. I'm looking at an ace. And here I'm tempted. I just don't think it's kind of tough. Such a good price. I just kind of want to see, but I'll let it go. And I guess this is just like the giga bottom, so I guess I'll just bluff it. I mean, he might be giving up some random shit. But it's really hard to rep anything. So on an 8, maybe I just pure give this up. It's really hard to rep a value hand, so that doesn't mean you shouldn't bluff it, but it just means you can't bet a lot here. Could bet a 7th then, but I don't think it's believable, so I'm just going to check and lose to 8-6. I think he calls me for what it's worth, so. Yeah. Gotta be careful there because you don't want to never bluff. But if you guys want to never bluff, that's fine. Some people will call it pure bluff catch, and you'll just get giga paid because I found a lot of regs under bluff in lines that make no sense to bluff because, oh, you don't have enough bluffs here, and then they never bluff. So they always have it somehow, even though they could be giga over bluffing. By never have bluffs here, I mean never have value. Sorry. And you have a lot of bluffs. There's a little, and it works, you know. But once you get used to their playstyle, it's a little easier to just like almost like reverse give them credit. It's like they're playing versus you, they're not playing. This spot is, like, I think, like, population-wise it makes sense to bluff, but I think there's a good chance a weak bet is an ace, and I don't love it. If you, like, jamming here just to hope he folds an ace. In theory, like, I think it could make money, but don't love it. Yeah. If the river was an overcard, like, obviously it's an ace high board, but let's say it was like a king high and the river came an ace or something, I would feel much better. There's a chance people would just knit it up because it's a wreck and it's 2k and he's just playing scared money, so he bets small with like a very strong hand. I know some people would freak out. Oh my god, you think a wreck will play different at 2k than you would at 2NL? Oh. Well, that wasn't really what I was thinking about. That's a hindsight thing anyway. So I'm gonna call here with the wreck in the big. And also it's perceived wreck anytime I say wreck. Like I've called so many people wrecks and then I see them on it every single day. I realize they're not. So don't get butthurt. It's literally none of the, I literally have 0 hands on all these guys. I'm just assuming this guy, I've never really seen him. So, and this guy, I've never really seen him. Can do a lot. Can turn this into a bluff a little, but and your turn is kind of clean, but I just think we'll check it mainly. You get credit, we basically rep pocket fives, but 4 ways, it's like, I'm just going to bet when I got a lot of equity. And I think you mainly call here. I would actually, this spot is so tight, I would fold queen jack suited and king jack suited here most of the time, unless I knew my opponent was very solid, but let's see here. The thing is in practice, like people only ace-x here. I mean, they do have ace-5, but it's literally just like, I mean, maybe people will bluff ace-jack here. I'm thinking a little. I was thinking about leading, but we'll check. Because we do have queens. We have more ace-queen than he does, usually, I think, so. Debating shoving if he bets. You get called by ace-5. Okay, well, it's just 2 streets of value. Hope King's hero calls you sometimes. It is what it is if we're beat. Because here you have to just think like, okay, well, I might get stacked. I don't have a read on this guy. Like, what strategy is gonna make the most money? And that's why I was considering leading earlier. I'm trying to think what we want to bet here, and I just think it's clear. Half pot, half pot. Is it geometric? Am I trolling? God, math guys are gonna laugh at me. You could have jacks. I don't see bluffs on this river, so this is one of the spots. Check call, I think, makes less money. He has it. He has the ace-5 of clubs. Yeah. Okay. Probably kings, but there's no way he's shoving kings. So to get us to fold what? I mean, yeah. And for the pots, you kind of just gotta like try and think rationally. I think people get too emotional in them because there's a lot of money and you're probably getting stacked if you're calling, you know. But yeah, I recommend like for 4-bet pots. I recommend studying them. People say that they're so infrequent, but they're one of the spots that I feel like you gain a lot of EV from studying them. Just simply because a lot of the times it's actually, they're very mathematical and just like the heuristics. That's the wrong word probably, but like I'm gonna call here with the 10-9. I don't think it's a 3-bet much. It might be a little bit because yeah, but yeah, they're very mathematical, and sometimes you just do unintuitive things like lead in spots. They play differently than 3-bet and single raise spots, and I think people still don't fully understand them, which is why you can get kind of an advantage from studying. Also, they're a spot where honestly, you're gonna see a lot of showdowns, and you're gonna. This is almost like never a thing. I think it's never a thing. I think it's mostly calling. I think it could fold sometimes. Leading here, I don't love. How much 9x does he have? He has the offsuit 9x. I don't think he has a decent amount, I guess. I'm gonna range. We can check or overbet. I think sometimes the overbet gets the fucking bag here. We blocked reopens, so this could make more sense. I'm gonna do this. Get value from 9x suited, 9x of spades. Yeah, because you need to play both, right? I probably should go bigger. I don't know. I could be wrong. You just play pure check raise there if you want. Blocking. Yeah. Whatever. I was getting a little more unintuitive because I think people like, I don't know, maybe I'm out of play. I might be out of practice, but I feel like the meta here is to just pure check raise for value because people expect the ace to get reopened. So try to get the bag on the turn. Obviously we block an ace, which is the calling range. But so I could see the argument for checking. I usually don't care too much about blocking calling ranges in spots like this. I care more about blocking check back ranges and blocking reopening ranges, just because, yeah. But I could see the argument for checking. Try to do something a little different. That being said, I don't think either action could be like giga pure. If your opponent is reopening a certain amount, you just pure check. And there's a case like that guy just reopens too much, and I pure check. But yeah, could just be 20 here. It's fine. But on an ace board, there's not too much merit. I think we're just mostly check this in. I think it's really hard to range bet an ace high board. I mean, the range advantage kind of is only at the top of your range. Both players have a lot of ace x. And your middling range advantage stuff, all your over pairs, they're kind of useless now. Because you're losing to ace 3 off. So yeah. Not to say this isn't, but I have a lot of hands in no man's land. And you could reopen this, but we're chopping with all 10x. And if anything, I block hero calls with the king. So I could have got value. I'm recording 20 minutes. Gonna try to give you guys a good video. Here, I think I play range check mainly. I mean, we are at a lower SPR that I could just like do stuff like this, but we'll play range check. Or not range check, but I like this combo as a check anyway. Keep king, queen of hearts in and stuff. And like we have the higher, we block the hands, be cooler. Checks again. This is probably an okay check. Yeah. Gotta be reopening this card a shit ton, but that king, queen of hearts kind of got there. I'm gonna be real. Should have bet flop. It's gonna be such roll now if he has king, queen of hearts. I don't think check raise gets any respect here. I also think this reopen is super strong in my opinion. So I'm just gonna call and check river. I think diamonds could bet turn, but I don't like diamonds on flop. I meant clubs now. Could raise here, he bets so small, but it's really hard to rep anything. Ace queen doesn't really fold either, so. I think the spot is just so nutted. I could be wrong, but. Combo draw, but like a lot of bets to the king. I guess I will bet. I think king 10 might raise flop. I don't expect to be too dead. And it's really easy to rep. The issue is I don't know how many draws I expect to fold. Like, do I expect to fold out queen jack? And then do I want to bet river? You know what? I'm just going to change my mind from the rack reopening. This is a pretty strong size. And I think I'm going to float it by draws I lose to. And I don't want to bluff river. Oh, I have such a good, like, donk. But I think he just has a king, to be honest. So. So here we turn a straight. Oh, I misread positions. Oops. We'll just delay bet. He's gonna fold a shit ton. I can easily just bluff any like random ace, but yeah. Where's the overbet? I think I just fold now. I'm kind of knitting it up on every spot. I'm a little too distraction. I'm trying to get a video for you guys, but. Damn, I've been so close to trying to like bluff this guy on so many cards, and then I just have to restrict myself. I feel like my urge is to bluff, but sometimes I just don't think that. Like, when your opponent is too strong of a range, I mean, it's usually not a good idea to try and bluff him. And both times I think the range was just a little too strong for me to feel comfortable bluffing. One time was just pure exploit related. It was nothing to do with combo. And then the other time, this time on the turn here, I'm just going to flat mainly. This seems a little nutted, which means I shouldn't get squeezed unless some guy actually just has it. Like, you care more about getting exploited when they have the nuts. Like, if he has aces behind, I'm glad I didn't 3-bet. You know what I mean? It's when they have ace 10 suited and I get exploited. Or squeezed. Or ace 10 offsuit sometimes. People squeeze crazy. But with a PFR of 12%, I mean, someone should probably have a good hand if they're going to fuck around. They shouldn't be too concerned about the 3 big blinds I put in. And I'm just going to get out of the way now. That's also the concept why you don't flat here, but you flat here more and stuff like this. Or sorry, you don't flat cut off first button as much, but you flat button. Obviously, there's a lot of things 3-betting makes less money, but you're kind of protected your calling range from the fact that he has a strong range. Is usually the idea. Or he's like a stronger nutted range, meaning 3-betting is a little more scary. Higher density of like aces and kings. Yeah, it's full. Ugh. Trying to get in the other spot, but there's a 5K running. The video is ending though. How should I set it? No, chill. I don't think I'm playing too well. Also, it'd be kind of a troll video. I come in a 5K at the end. I might post the 5K soon. I sat one recently. It was later in the night and my mic wasn't on. So here, bang bang. This isn't one of my better videos, but you know, it's a video. There's 2K. I know people want 2K. My last one, I thought my last one was pretty funny, but It wasn't 2K, so I got less views. Also, I was on like a 20-day hiatus. Oh my god, I clicked fold. I swear to god, I clicked fold. Okay, I know I missed and then clicked it. Wait, we're gonna make money here. If he raises, I think I call him in position versus the rec. Also, it's just like when you have these moments, like, you know. I feel like this never. Oh my god, I'm getting slow rolled by his Wi-Fi. Wait, how lucky is this? I limp and then he DCs. I actually thought this was pure fold, but it calls sometimes and 4-bet sometimes. So, you know, we're gonna call it this time, even though I rolled a 15. That means I should probably fold. On a 20, I'm gonna call. Could do either here. Probably mostly. Could we turn into a bluff? Probably no point. No block bet. He block bet it last time. Ugh. This is so doom. Oh, here I guess I'll call. I'll call here. I took forever. It's okay to raise this if you're playing a small raise, but I don't mind bigger raise on the lower board. I'll just doom check. Whatever. It's so doomed. Lose the 7-5 offsuit. If you're in there, he kind of capped himself. Could split. Probably mainly 2 sizes. Probably not 3. I'll just B75. No, I don't love it. I could see this going in a block call spot. And here on the river, I'm just going to check, trying to show down my hand. He's going to have a lot of dog shit like King 8 offsuit and stuff like this. Yeah, King 7 off. His range is so polar, there's no need to bluff. But I'm going to bet to make sure he folds pocket 10s. If he has pocket 10s, he probably bets turn anyway. It's like a 9. Oh my god. 9 playing heads up. Let's... Oh, we'll just flat here. I'm just going to go in 2 hands. I don't feel like... I'm recording 27 minutes. So yeah. Going to end the video. Alright. I'm here. It's beautiful. I wonder what spot I'll review. Because I don't want to review the rec spot, so... There's got to be... I'll find something when I rewatch it. No, I'll try to make the, oh. No one sits me, man. Side face. Oh, okay, so I got 2 tables left. And, honestly, I think my videos are boring, but I watched some other poker YouTubers, today, and honestly, some of them were so boring that I was mind blown. I was blown away. So, and that's no flame, because I'm not saying names. And I'm not saying poker YouTubers as a whole. And I'm honestly, no, I'm kidding. I was about to say something delusional, but people would get mad. Okay. He ties a little down. We rolled a 9. I'm going to call because it's the last hand of the video. Like, some people like to mix. Some people would say, oh, I fold sometimes on a 9. I'll fold it. Me. It's the last hand of my video. I'm going to flop a set. And we're going to get a stack. And we're going to go home. I need a rest. I threw up running today. It was my hill. It was my hill day, so. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't share that. Maybe it's gross. But yeah, I took a week off. I'm training for a marathon. And today was not good. Okay, I have like 1 second time bank. Let's reopen small. I don't think we really play much of a raising range. It's going to be built solely around pocket 5s. We cap ourselves so hard when we don't bluff flop. And here now there's no point in like... We'll just call. Parts get there. Then that sucks. If he checks, is it just all in? I don't see how he doesn't hit this card. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Okay, let's be smart here. And go all in. Have king, queen of hearts. Or king, queen with a heart. He might just have ace jack. But like, what is this ace jack line? Okay, I kind of punted. I had 1 second to think about it. I'm going to tell you my thought process. I think here the logic is to reopen small. We just unblock so many calls that I just... I was thinking his check raise range, it's so unlikely that it doesn't contain a heart. And then if it doesn't, then we're not going to get called anyway. So I was hoping that if we, by jamming this river, by jamming this turn, we can get called by some ace jack off with a heart, some stuff. But if we go small, yeah, there's a lot of awkward rivers to pilot. It's probably just a small bet, and I made a mistake. You know, now you see, now it's a lot easier to make the right play when I have a lot more time to think. But I don't hate it. Yeah, I don't think we would jam flushes for value, so it's just built around like sevens. We have pocket jacks here. We'll have king jack. It's not going to be a main part of our range, and I think bluffs can easily be like, I don't know. It probably pocket pairs with the heart, so that you pocket tens with the heart, some merge shit. You're not gonna have offsuit ace x, and if it does, it's gonna be ace jack because it's not gonna call flop. So that's what I was thinking. Why I was not gonna bet pop, because it's hard to really rep bluffs. Jeez, we're kind of cooked here. I'm gonna sit our next big blind. But yeah, don't do what I did. I recommend small bet. But I was just really trying to guess what his check raise on the flop check range is, you know. So I guess with the diamond and the club might like raise more, but oh my god, don't have aces, dude. Can't manifest it like that. What is aces? I've never heard of aces. Ace king though. That hand is pretty common. So his main check back range on the turn is going to be jack x, and we block it now. Meaning we block river checkbacks. So I don't mind just checking again, hoping he reopens a lot of his ace x. Yeah. If he has kings and queens, we lose out, but I think the jacks is a pretty good check back. Just snap, no hesitation. I was thinking he could have got scared on the jack, but how do you... Bro, we just can't get paid with the set. What did he have? Kings? Queens? Kings. Nice hand. Just go with the higher EV line. Like for every time he... Oh my... Bro, I cannot fade the sets. Okay, so... Whatever... I mean, 8 is the range we build this turn around. I think Jack X reopens. I'm not kidding. I'm going to check again. This is so doomed, man. I think his river check back range is going to be a lot of 8x, so... I mean, maybe it's 5x, but... 10-9 gets there. He's a 5. Wait, 4-6. Okay, to be fair, I'm checking a lot of rivers, bro, but these opponent hands just haven't been in it. Let's be real. Fast played the one spot I shouldn't have. Slow played the spots. I probably could have got maybe if I blocked the river, he would have bluffed 6-4. There's no way. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. And maybe, you know what? I think I figured out the hand I want to review at the end of the video. We're going to review that pocket 7s hand. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Alright, on to the review for the hand. I put my webcam in the top right, so let me know if you guys like it for this, so it doesn't block anything. Yeah, opponent, it looks like he likes to play b50 or check on the flop. Could assume something like that, I'm sure. I'm sure if you guys wanted to play b33, it's not going to change too much, but... Yeah, onto the turn. I reopened a little bigger, but I think the raise size stayed quite similar, so... Well, I just kept it at this size, but yeah, 7's pure betting. Yeah. So we're gonna go to the turn. I meant the flop. His raising range, king queen off with a heart, but mainly the king of hearts. But it just doesn't care. Like it bets the flop most of the time when it blocks the BFD. Because you block more folds. And this hand obviously just wants to get folded out of position. It's not really one of those spots where, like for example, if your opponent calls queen ten of spades, it's not very good for this hand. Just because you haven't dominated, you're out of position. So, you care more about the fold equity when you're betting out of position, obviously. Because any hand can beat you because you can just check fold. Yeah, they can bluff you on later runouts. Whereas that's not as worrying when you're in position. It has to go check on the turn and it has to bluff river. It's kind of different. Or they could check raise you. Alright. So anyway, here he check raises. A lot of king high flush draws. Obviously some ace highs, but yeah. On the turn, I'm wondering what the ranges are supposed to look like. Like, what are the flushes? Okay, cutoff does have a lot more flushes here, so we should be playing a size around flushes, but he does like to continue small, since most of his hands are going to make more money betting than checking. Like his flushes. Obviously, you have a pure give-up range. So I think we're supposed to mainly go small here. We do play a jamming range. It's not with sevens, though. Sevens actually loses like 2 big blinds, or a big blind for jamming. But I had no time bank. I kind of realized in hindsight it wasn't the greatest, but likes 10-9 of hearts with pocket tens. That's like the entire range of jamming with 1 ace queen combo. The queen of spades, I think, unblocks a lot of your opponent's hands in this line. Simply due to this queen of spades would have played differently on the flop and stuff. So yeah. It actually has less EV. Because I guess queen of spades is maybe one of the more common cards, so it prefers to use it as a bluff, because the other ones make more money checking and betting small. But yeah. Oh no, not in the jamming line. I'm yapping out of my mind again. Sorry, I just had to review quick, but what he's supposed to be calling? Yeah, this is obviously the range I wanted to get called by. In hindsight, obviously it's a very thin range. Obviously hoping to get called by this, and we know what I was hoping to call. He would call me with. Obviously this stuff. I think this stuff's obviously possible in game. Like, it's easy to have a lot of ace jack off. There's 2 combos of a heart. I just figured he was kind of polar when he checked, so I went with the jam. In hindsight, obviously I wish I went with the small bet, but I didn't have too long to think about it. And sometimes there's some sports like this where you will find the sets that do jam, but I'm not here to make excuses. But I guess my takeaway here is, I guess we can. I've only been doing it for 3 minutes. We can look at the small blind defense here. First, the small size in the turn. You know, obviously he's ripping all of his, like, hands that can get called by worse still. His check's a little merging. But yeah.